Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you to East Tennessee State University for our commencement ceremony. We are gathered this afternoon to celebrate both an ending and a beginning, the culmination of years of work by the students who sit before us, and the promise for a better future because of their achievements. This ceremony also celebrates the efforts of family members and friends, as well as university staff and faculty who have been a part of the lives of the students before us. I welcome all of you for this important occasion as we confer these degrees that are symbolic of academic and personal achievement. It is now my pleasure to present the president of East Tennessee State University, Dr. Brian Nolan, who will introduce our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Bach, and good afternoon. Our speaker today played football for the Buccaneers from 1977 to 1981, during which time he was named Most Valuable Player twice and broke the school record with 186 tackles during his senior year. After graduating from ETSU, he spent several years at Tennessee Tech, beginning as defensive line coach and progressing to assistant head coach. His talents, however, were quickly noticed by the NFL. He spent 4 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens and was the assistant defensive line coach from 1999 to 2001, during which time he helped to deliver for the Ravens a Super Bowl trophy during the 2000 season. Beginning in 2002, he became coach of Baltimore's linebackers. He later joined the Jacksonville Jaguars and coached their defense to top 10 rankings in several categories. Today, Mike Smith is head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. When he arrived in Atlanta 5 years ago, he took charge with a vengeance and engineered a remarkable turnaround. The Falcons have had 5 consecutive winning seasons, the only team in the National Football Conference to earn that distinction. He has a 56-24 regular season record in Atlanta, and the Falcons have earned 2 NFC South Division titles. Yesterday evening, Coach Smith was named the 2013 Outstanding Alumnus at ETSU. Please join me in welcoming home to ETSU, Mike Smith.
President Nolan, distinguished faculty, proud parents, special guests, and graduates of the class of 2013. I am honored to have been asked to deliver the commencement address here at my alma mater, where I spent 5 years from 1977 to 1981. I arrived in Johnson City full of hope, ambition, and left with 2 important things. First, I walked away from this place with a business degree that's enabled me to navigate my way through the world. The other takeaway was confidence. I left here confident that this university had done its job in preparing me to face the obstacles and challenges that life would toss my way. You see, I'm the oldest of 8 children. Both my parents were teachers. And so the prospect of me of going to college without some type of financial aid was completely out of the question. I was a linebacker playing high school football in Daytona Beach, Florida, when I broke my arm in 5 places my senior year during the second game. My injury knocked me out off of a lot of recruiting lists. But East Tennessee State University gave me a chance. They gave me a chance, and with that, I am truly grateful. The lessons that I learned and lived here at ETSU helped shape me, the man, the husband, the father, and the head coach that I've become. I couldn't be prouder of my association with this outstanding university and this surrounding community. But let me tell you, being the head coach of an NFL team, it's challenging, it's hectic, it's chaotic, it's intense. But I can tell you this, I'm passionate about my players, about the game, and about winning. That's what we do at the Falcons. But let me tell you, I'm sure the NFL is not on your mind today, but I hope your parents are. I sincerely hope that at some point this weekend, if you haven't already done it, you look them in the eyes, you hold them close, and you say thank you for their sacrifices. As hard as you've worked to get to this day, they've worked even harder. So parents, if your kids haven't said it yet, let me just say it for them. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your commitment. And thank you for being strong and tough when you needed to be. The piece of paper that each son and daughter will leave this building with boldly confirms that you, the parents, you were right. Congratulations to all the parents. And I think it'd be very appropriate that we all give the parents a hand. I want to talk to you today about the wonderful possibilities that lie ahead, along with some of the challenges that you're going to face in the days and the years ahead. And thinking about what advice I might share with you today, and believe me, this is a lot tougher than standing up in front of the football team and talking about we're going to go out and play the quarter hard and we're going to make these adjustments at halftime and go. But I was able to come up with what I think are 5 things that I'm going to talk about that are a set of guiding principles that have helped me find my way even when the going got tough. And I hope you'll find them helpful. Here they are. First, be bold. Number 2, adapt to change. Number 3, cultivate your relationships. Number 4, treat everyone with dignity and respect. And number 5, maybe the most important, is give back to your community. Let me tell you what I mean by each one of these. I'm going to take a couple of minutes and talk about each one of these values. Robert Frost, the poet, said, "Freedom lies in being bold." Be bold, even when the circumstance fills you with self-doubt. That's not always easy to do. I think we've all learned that as we go through life. Each time you take a risk, you're exposing yourself to the possibility of success or failure. Let me amplify that by what I'm talking about. At the close of the 2000 NFL season, I was the defensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We had a good team. We qualified for the playoffs 2 of the past 3 seasons, and we were seemingly on our way to some great things. In January of 2008, I received a call from the Atlanta Falcons, who asked, would I be interested in interviewing for the head coaching position for that team? My first thought, the Atlanta Falcons? Wasn't this the team whose coach had just quit and gone back to college after 13 games, left in the middle of the season, and whose quarterback was on his way to federal prison? Who would want that seemingly impossible task to turn that mess around? The short answer to that question, I did. Which speaks to my first point. If you want to be great, you've got to take some chances and be bold. 5 years after answering that bell, or answering that call, the Falcons are now viewed as a model franchise. We've won more games since 2008 than any other NFC team. We've won 2 NFC division titles. None of these things would have happened and would have been possible if I refused to step out of my comfort zone. The second principle talks about the ability to adapt to change. The landscape that we live in, the landscape that you're coming into, is constantly changing. That's especially true of the world that you enter now, today. Technology, innovation, push the pace of change in every occupation. And yes, this is one of the toughest economic periods of our country. That's why you professors here have strived to turn you into problem solvers with nimble minds. The National Research Council recently published a report that said up to 60%, now listen to this, 60% of today's workforce might be displaced from their jobs by the year 2030 as computers meet or exceed human capabilities. But at the same time, new jobs are emerging. Our President Obama's Council on Economic Advisors says some of the fastest growing jobs over the next decade have yet to be identified. Opportunities will come from everywhere if you're a person who's open to the world, you're flexible, you're constantly learning, and you're adapting. That's why it's critically important to be able to improvise and adjust. I have a saying with my football team, I&A guys, you always have to improvise and adjust. The New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman wrote a book called The World is Flat. Many of you have probably read it. In the book, Friedman talks about the skill sets of American workers and the need for them to evolve continuously. As graduates, you're not competing with the class of 2013 across the United States. You're competing with the best young minds around the globe. I've got some figures that I want to talk to you about. The Institute of International Education says that there's over 765,000 students that are international students in the United States. That's an increase of 6%. What does that say, ladies and gentlemen? That says this. That's the positive side of global competition. You gotta like to compete. The class of 2013, you have a greater opportunity than any generation in the history of our country to connect and collaborate with people from every culture. Think of it as a positive. That's not only exciting, but I believe this. I'm convinced that's the formula for global understanding, sharing of different ideas, and the seeds that someday for a more peaceful and less violent world. The third principle for success deals with cultivating your relationships. Take care of your relationships. In everything you do, take time to listen to others. Leadership expert Stephen Covey said, and I believe in this wholeheartedly, seek first to understand, then be understood. Think about that. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Taking care of your relationships means taking care of yourself. I hope you'll do the work that you're passionate about, work that's worthy of your life. And working hard is going to be essential to be successful. But you've got to strive to live a balanced life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. In the years ahead, you'll be glad you took time away from your work to focus on yourself, on your family, and on your friends. I love my work. I'm a football coach. I love my players. I love the guys on my coaching staff. I love watching the athleticism of guys like Matt Ryan, Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White, Julio Jones. I also like coaching the lesser guys with the lesser abilities, watching them grow not only as players, but as young men who marry, have families, and go on to responsible and productive citizens in their post-NFL careers. But nothing, absolutely nothing, means more than family. I'm married to arguably the most patient woman on the world. It's tough being the wife of an NFL coach with the long hours that it takes to prepare and go through game planning for games on Sundays, along with the off-season commitments in the spring months. There is no off-season in the NFL. I just call it the non-game playing season. We have the draft, right? For all you fans that love the draft, we have the combine. The season goes on and on forever. So every chance I get, I try to spend quality time with my wife, Julie, and my 13-year-old daughter, Logan. I don't always hit the bullseye, but I do my best work to work my business calendar around my family calendar. And that's some advice that I would give all of you. In the rush, make sure that you take time for your family. So value your relationships. Live a balanced life. Make time for those you love. The fourth guiding principle is about relationships too. In all relationships, you should strive to treat everyone with dignity and respect. Good people and good ideas are everywhere. As a nation and as individuals, we can't afford to overlook anyone. Everyone matters. And realize this, that you can learn from everyone you meet. Hopefully you've learned that your ability to work as part of a team can be every bit as important as your individual talents. We're all part of teams. That's true in the professional world just as it is on the football field. No matter what you do for a living, you'll always be a part of a team. Teams win, people in society win, when we value everyone's talents and we focus on a common goal. One of the major lessons for me from the last two political seasons is that regardless of who we voted for, regardless of who we are or what we do, we need to get back together as a nation. Our differences might possibly be our greatest strengths. The freedoms that this country offers has made us the most creative, entrepreneurial country in the world. We couldn't succeed in the future if we continue to close our minds to different points of view. So my advice to you is to engage people who see the world differently than you do. The fifth and final guiding principle is very important to me. Give back and support your community. When I was growing up, we didn't have a whole lot, but my mother and father taught me that we were called to be our brother's keeper. To demonstrate that, they shared their time and their limited dollars with the people who had even less than we did. It's our responsibility to give back to those who are less fortunate than we are. The late Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are we doing for others?" I'm going to say that again. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are we doing for others? Give back. It's our duty. We celebrate today the completion of your academic journey for most of us. This is largely, I believe, a time of joy, pride, gratitude, and relief. It's one of the most exciting times to be alive in all of human history. It's also a time exploding with opportunity, innovation, service, and global possibilities. The late Steve Jobs often talked to his employees about finding their passion in life, in work, and in love. Now listen to what Steve Jobs would tell his employees. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, your destiny, your life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart. Even when it leads you off that well-worn path. And that will make the difference. Jobs continued to say this: sometimes life is going to hit you in the head with a brick, but you can't lose faith. You've got to find what you love. That is true of your work as it is true of your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it, keep looking. Don't settle. The class of 2013, yours is a generation that has matriculated and come of age in a time when the information on-ramp and the information overload that we get looks like Monday morning at Grand Central Station in New York City. Your generation is bombarded daily with negative news, predictions of bleak and sluggish job markets, and one screaming with negative headlines like the events 3 weeks ago surrounding the conclusion of the Boston Marathon. The talking heads on TV will lead you to believe your future is one that is clouded with uncertainty, fear, and doubt. My job today is to tell you this: don't believe it. It's the fourth quarter, and the clock is not in our favor. The good guys are down by 6 with less than 3 minutes to play. But you're prepared to win because this university has prepared you to think. It's prepared you to research solutions, turn negative obstacles into yesterday's news. Your generation reminds me of our Falcons quarterback, Matt Ryan, whose 22 come-from-behind victories in the fourth quarter or overtime since 2008 are the most of any quarterback in the NFL. Your generation will overcome and achieve in the face of insurmountable odds. Because as tough as things have been, I'm convinced you're tougher. I've seen your passion, I've seen your service. I see it every day at Falcon headquarters. The work ethic, the passion, and the innovative spirit that young people of your generation that we hire every year. I've heard your voices amplified by the creativity and the digital fluency that us of the older generations can barely comprehend. It's amazing. I've seen your generation eager and patient even to step into the rushing waters of history and change its course. And that defiant, can-do spirit is what runs through the veins of American history. It's the lifeblood of your progress. And it is that spirit we need your generation to embrace and rekindle right now. So the question is not whether things will get better, they always do. The question is not whether we've got the solutions to our challenges. We've had them within our grasp for quite some time. We know, for example, that this country would be better off if more Americans were able to get the kind of education that you guys have received here at East Tennessee State University. If more students across the nation could get the hands-on, skill-specific training in smaller classroom settings that you received, our economy would recover at a much quicker rate. We know these things to be true. We know that our challenges are eminently solvable. The question is whether together we can muster the will in our own lives and in our common institutions to bring out the changes that we need. And I'm convinced that your generation possesses the will to meet all of these challenges with intelligent solutions that work. So as I go to my seat, I want to leave you with one final thought. Take action, class of 2013, and go to work. Take some time to celebrate the accomplishments of your graduation today with those that you love, but sometime in the very near future, get to work. A couple of parents probably agree with that. Every story that you've ever connected with, every leader that you've ever admired, everything that you've ever accomplished is the result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. You're a Buccaneer, so I know that you will choose the latter. Congratulations, and I wish you all much success. Thank you.
To the hardworking people of Tennessee in ways that are unmeasurable. We continue to embrace our mission, and many of our graduates today are the first in their families to walk across the stage and receive a degree. If each of the graduates who are the first in their family to graduate from college would please stand, we would like to recognize you. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to thank and recognize our faculty for their dedication and commitment to the educational journey that you have helped to shape, guide, and frame. You have played an integral role in the success of each of these graduates. And if our graduates could please rise and acknowledge the contributions of their faculty. The platform party this afternoon is comprised of valued members of the ETSU family. Deans of the various colleges will be introduced later and will join in greeting the graduates of their respective colleges. At this time, I would like to introduce and ask to stand and be recognized other members of the university administration and a distinguished faculty member here on the platform today. These individuals are as follows: Dr. Wilsey Bishop, University Chief Operating Officer and our Vice President for Health Affairs. Dr. William R. Duncan, Vice Provost for Research and Sponsored Programs. Dr. Joe Sherlin, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Randy Byington, Faculty Senate President. Dr. David Collins, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Dr. Richard Manahan, Vice President for University Advancement and the President and CEO of our foundation. Ms. Shirley Burnett, our University Registrar. And Dr. Alan Forsman, who carried the mace this morning. Dr. Forsman received the Distinguished Faculty Award in Teaching in 2012. At this time, I would also like to recognize special guests in the audience who are seated to my right, and ask that they please stand and be recognized. First, Ms. Julie Smith, wife of Coach Mike Smith and their daughter, Logan. Allison York, the Secretary-Treasurer of the ETSU Student Government Association, who carried our Alumni Association banner this afternoon. Mr. Steve Copeland and his family, members of the Tennessee Board of Regents. And finally, our First Lady and my wife, Donna Nolan. We're honored to have on the platform today Mr. Paul Montgomery, who yesterday was named an honorary alumnus of ETSU and is a member of the Tennessee Board of Regents. It is my pleasure at this time to call Regent Montgomery to the podium to bring greetings on behalf of our governing body, the Tennessee Board of Regents. Regent Montgomery.
Thank you, Dr. Nolan. Good afternoon. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to join you today in celebrating this joyful occasion. I'm honored to participate as a representative of the Tennessee Board of Regents, on which I serve with 18 other members. Also, I'm honored to relay heartfelt congratulations from each of the members of our board, including Regent Copeland, and especially to my chair, Governor Bill Haslam. Graduates, you have made one of the wisest decisions you'll ever make in your lifetime. By investing in higher education, you invested in yourself and your future. Whether it took you 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, or longer for you to receive your degree, your life has been changed since the first day you stepped on this college campus. Yes, your degree will help you open new doors in your career that otherwise were not possible. But consider also how the people you have met during this journey have influenced you. You have built friendships that will last a lifetime. The economy of the future for our nation and our state is a global one. It will require more highly trained and educated workers. You are helping meet those demands. Your success has far-reaching impact, and we will all benefit from it. Again, on behalf of the Board of Regents, please accept our warmest congratulations and our very best wishes that today is only the first step in achieving a lifetime of hopes and dreams. You've earned it, and we're so very proud of you. Thank you.
A total of 1,792 degrees are being conferred today. Honors graduates are wearing medallions on special colored ribbons as are indicated on pages 34 through 36 in the program. Those wearing white ribbons are graduating cum laude with grade point averages of 3.5 to 3.64. Those wearing yellow ribbons are graduating magna cum laude with grade point averages of 3.65 to 3.84, and those wearing blue ribbons are graduating summa cum laude with grade point averages of 3.85 to 4.0. I would like especially to recognize this afternoon 5 students. These students earned perfect 4.0 grade point averages, and I would like to ask each of them to stand and be recognized. Amy Danielle Johnson of Madison, Tennessee. Kelly Alexander Lane of Evansville, Tennessee. Carrie Pathan of Knoxville, Tennessee. Sichao Wang of Jinan, China. And Denise Hamilton Yo of Knoxville, Tennessee. We are extremely proud of our Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC program here at ETSU, and of our students' commitment to service and leadership excellence. Yesterday, we commissioned 9 seniors as second lieutenants in the United States Army, and these new officers will graduate today. Beyond their academic programs of study, these young men and women have pursued a very demanding program of leadership development and physical training that have prepared them to now lead our nation's sons and daughters as Army officers. Crossing the stage in dress uniform this afternoon will be Samuel L. Neal, Christopher E. Roselot, and James Williamson. Chad Bishop, George Ford, David Gazzo, Austin Hall, Catherine Hurst, and Nicholas Zokaw participated in the morning ceremony. Mr. President, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered through the several colleges and schools of East Tennessee State University. They've been recommended to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments by all the faculties and by the following, whom I will ask to stand. Dr. Gordon Anderson, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Linda Garceau, Dean of the College of Business and Technology. Dr. Rick Osborne, Dean of the School of Continuing Studies and Academic Outreach. Dr. Hal Knight, Dean of the Claudius G. Clemmer College of Education. Dr. Rebecca Piles, Dean of the Honors College. Dr. Wendy Nearing, Dean of the College of Nursing. Dr. Randy Wyckoff, Dean of the College of Public Health. Dr. Nancy Scherer, Dean of the College of Clinical and Rehabilitative Health Sciences. Dr. Cecilia McIntosh, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Dr. Larry Calhoun, Dean of the Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy. Dr. Philip Bagnell, Dean of the James H. Quillen College of Medicine. And Professor Patricia Van Zandt, Dean of University Libraries. Would candidates for the doctoral degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? The Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education graduates will be hooded today by the chairs of the dissertation committees. President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for these doctoral degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer on each of you the doctorate degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I would be honored to present you with your diploma.
Natalie Jo Burke, hooded by Dr. Jack M. Rary. Jared G. Adams, hooded by William Flora. Jeffrey C. Anderson, hooded by James H. Lampley. Carrie Allison Witcher Arnold, hooded by James H. Lampley. Stephen Nicholas Barnett, hooded by Eric S. Glover. Carmen Belcher Bryant, hooded by Dr. Eric S. Glover. Sherry Whitehead Clavier, hooded by Dr. Donald W. Good. Ivy Elena Rowland Click, hooded by Dr. Donald W. Good. Krista Galia Rose Crum, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Janet Denise Dalton, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Paula Coldwell Davis, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Julia E. Decker, hooded by Dr. Pam Scott. Kimberly Renee Dyke, hooded by Dr. Donald W. Good. Luke Ryan Fink, hooded by Dr. Bethany Flora. Christine Lena Hogan Young, hooded by Dr. Donald W. Good. Susan Elizabeth Lee, hooded by Dr. Pamela Scott. Sharon Durham Pickering, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Carrie Charnel Prigmore, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Hannah Spencer Reeder, hooded by Dr. Eric S. Glover. Daryl M. Springfield, hooded by Dr. Donald W. Good. Stephanie Renee Tweed, hooded by Dr. Virginia P. Foley. Jennifer Morgan Boggs. Joan DeCruz. Rhonda Willis Hensley.
Would candidates for master's and specialist degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for master's or specialist degrees in the School of Graduate Studies. On behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the master's or specialist degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I'd be honored to present you with your diploma.
Lincoln Neil Chandler. Jessica Renee Russell. Benjamin C. Treadway. Tyler Eugene Williams. Carmen Cassandra Adams. Stephanie Brooke Dane. Stephanie Nicole Basher. Lauren Michelle Balfield.
Bridget Berger. Pearl Coleshill. Patricia Beth Curley. Mary Harrison. Rachel Elaine Humphreys. Taylor Jefferson. Mary Elizabeth Johnson. Rachel Connick. David Hunter Land. David Bradley Pickett. Benjamin Kimutai Ronar. Evan Andrew Rosenberry. William Thomas Rutledge IV. Brandon Scott Stern. John Logan Tyndall. Matthew Dillon Underwood. Jacob Nathan Wheeler. Tiffany Baker Wilkinson. Nathan Peter Greshak Boer. Rebecca Jane Altizer. Kimberly Michelle Colson. Deborah Natasha Connor. Christina Nicole Dempsey. Haley Elizabeth Eaton. Daniel Hallahan. Tabitha Brooke Humphreys. Ashley Nicole Lyons. Kimberly Dawn Rigsby. Galina V. Rashkova. Brittany Ryden. Danielle Nicole Shackelford. Michael Jonathan Sheffield. Sarah Eileen Simpson. Janessa Louise Stoltz. Nathaniel Martin Earl Wilson. Tabitha Amanda Wynn. Chastity Nicole Carter. Nupur Gupta. Ryan Herlong. Eric Hosgood. Michael Douglas Hutton. Jonathan Mark Phoebus. Eric Stephen Prince. Jillian Ferrante. Guilherme Enrique Herrera Rice. Ricardo A. Rojas. Lindsay Ann Giltu. Joshua Lee Whitlock. Michelle Lynn Broyles. Kelly Nicole Campbell. Andrea M. Cannon. Kimberly Kaler. Jill Christina Copeland. Kelly D. Engelhardt. Lauren Brooke Hensley. Allison Elizabeth Hodge. Ruletta Willeen Hughes. Libby Mae Kiles. Derek Allen Leonard. Mary Beth Leonard. Adam Lee Moore. Maria Veronica Paz. James Michael Travis Smith. Melissa Allison Stidham. Lorenda Jean Slusher. Donna Thornton. Marilyn Sherry Yates. Holly Catherine Maggard Ziegler. Jesse Ray Adams. Dwight Edward Allen Jr. Nathan Bordelon. Jeremiah Y. Dangler. Stephen Eugene Fields. Daryl Greer. Kenneth Stephen Loveday. Xiaopeng Liu. Harold Hudson Norwood. Aliwayumi Aliwadara. John Webster Ramsey. Deepan Shulgadhar. Jeffrey B. Thomas. Gabrielle Tossi. Yang Wang. David Allen Eugene Zollinger. Tanya Wilson Davis. Carla L. Green. Jenna Elise Hudson. Sherry L. Shepard. Sarah Taylor. Anne Elizabeth Waldrop. Jennifer C. Widener.
Would candidates for baccalaureate degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for baccalaureate degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I would be honored to present you with your diploma.
College of Business and Technology. Hannah Abelson. Robert Asrife Achia Agri. Nicole Kathleen Algren. Brent Houston Ali. Blair H. Alley. Adam Michael Andrews. George Anthony Andis. Larry Kenneth Austin. Corey M. Aslan. Jesus Andres. Byron Barnes. Jeremy Anthony Beechner. Alisa Bellinger. Brian Belt. Ethan Andrew Bennett. Amanda J. Bergeron. Matthew T. Bible. Brittany Denise Blair. Zachariah J. Blankenship. Jordan Blevins. Kristen Joy Blevins. Jocelyn Lee Borgers. Samantha Lynn Bozich. Lindsay E. Buck. Lisa Renee Birchfield. Scott Lee Burleson. Joshua C. Burtz. Whitney Nicole Caldwell. Brinton Tyler Kent. Amanda Jean Carmichael. Brandon Neil Carter. Ethan Carver. Aaron P. Cash. Nicole Castle. Lindsay Catlett. Minzy Chin. Nicholas Christopher Cronus. Corey Adam Clark. Katie S. Clark. Morgan Lee Clark. Nicholas Scott Coffey. Charlie Colombo. Cameron Spencer Cook. Craig Doherty Copeland. Julia A. Parenti. Marshall Bradley Couch. Zachary Coulter. Nicholas T. Craddock. Hannah Louise Cullen. Jessica Marie Daniel. Matthew Daniels. Rebecca L. Day. Matthew Aaron Deaton. Matthew Joseph Dernovshek. John Robert Dillow. Adam Scott Dinsmore. Elizabeth Shea Dukes. Dustin Brock Dunbar. Chad Bourret. Christopher David Eaton. Yardet Yusuf Ahindi. Andrew David Ensor. Zachary Edward Fillers. Stephen Curtis Fisher. Brandon Anthony Fleener. Jinhui Fu. Carrie E. Fox. Timothy Allen Gautier. James Nathan Giles. Jeremy Gingrich. Stephanie Jo Gowicki. Vigard D. Govan. Jason Alexander Graw. Matthew Chase Green. Atlanta Gregory. Corey Joseph Gusho. Stevenson Gustafson. Susan Renee Hart. Megan L. Hara. Janelle Perry Charan. Benjamin P. Harris. Rebecca Howe. Charles Jacob Hayes. Chad Hedrick. Franklin Delano Hurl III. Baylor Elizabeth Ellen Hendrickson. Amber Jeanette Gibson Hensley. Cody Scott Hickman. Bradley Brandon Hicks. Vanessa Renee Hilgenick. Leanne Hillman. Jessica Marie Holmes. Lacey Blake Housley. Jeremy Irvin Hughes. Rachel Hyder. Dylan Jarrett. Devin M. Jenks. Ginger Kidd. Adam Nicholas Kilby. Stephanie Kite. Ruth N. Kraus. Stephen M. Crone. Angela Hope Lassiter. Melinda Lee Levasseur. Jessica Elaine Lewis. Elin Lee. Yuan Liu. Hannah Nicole Mackey. Brittany Sue Madden. Philip Gregory Madden. Rachel Marie Maher. Daniel Jared Maples. Joshua David Marcus. James William E. Massey. Emily L. Matlock. Miranda Brooke Maltbay. Eric Chase McCall. Joseph Dean McDaniel. Christian Jeanette McElvain. Jeffrey Scott McKinney. Samuel Lee McNeil. Hannah Michelle Porta Milchuk. Brian Joseph Moore. Matthew David Modern. Kelly Renee Murdoch. Grant Lee Nakos. Christopher Ryan Nadeau. Erica Danielle Neely. Ethan Drake Noel. Clay Madison Oaks. Connie Elizabeth Wright O'Neill. Billy Jordan Overton. Jessica Lynn Owens. Joshua Stephen Pavlak. Laura Osteen. Jason Owens. Herschel Pravin Patel. Brandon James Patterson. Seth Riley Patton. Justin Thomas Peters. Natalie Ruth Pickwell. Lucas Paderas. Micah Anthony Porche. Courtney Ann Price. Raquel Prieto. Daniel Lee Pullen. Nathan John Quelmoss. Rebecca Nicole Quillen. Justin Dean Ray. Norman Covard Reese III. Robert Robert Lee Reed. Christopher A. Reedy. Jared Andrew Ricker. Ryan Edward Robinson. Cassandra Elise Rogers. Lucas Rod. Byron Rowland. D. Benjamin Ivan Rudy. Anita Marie Sands. Chelsea Michelle Sands. Rachel Saunders. Michael Joseph Schneider. William Scruggs. Aaron Chase Seal. Yuri Kasen Seal. Jonathan Sheehan. Dustin Wayne Shelton. Jason Shelton. Jay Shelton. Joshua Shelton. Daniel Martin Shepard. Rachel M. Shirley. Joanne Smith. Misha Renee Smith. Lauren Allen Smith. Tricia Elizabeth Smith. Judith Macy Sunnyberger. Ruta Yeva Staller. Jamie Martha Stewart. Courtney Shea Stratton. Matthew David Stiles. Ashley Alexandra Zulzicki. Grant Barton Thomas. Mark Anthony Daniel Thomas. Kristen Thorpe. Jason Elijah Tipton. Logan Aaron Tipton. Clinton Daniel Tompkins. Courtney Faith Trent. Johnson Andrew Trent. Taylor Austin Trent. James Dalton Vanoy. Ziqua Wang. Garrett Wayne Ward. Lindsay Brooke Weaver. Daniel Timothy Weston. Tiffany Nicole Wheatley. Caleb Withrow Richard. Jacqueline Whitaker. Ashley Elizabeth White. Kenneth Andrew White. Daniel Lewis Wilhoit. Samuel Adam Wilhoit. Elizabeth J. Williams. Gabrielle Anastasia Williams. Ian Anthony Williams. Kayla Simone Williams. Mitchell Ray Wilson. Keith Wills. Jesse Wolf. Victoria Wong. Matthew Carl Woods. Jeremy Wright. Noelle Nicole Wright. Zhang Zhu. John Sedgwick Young. College of Education. Anthony R. Acedas. Andrew Jordan Adkins. Melissa Kathleen Allen. Megan K. Androkonis. Chastity Leanne Arnold. Chelsea Joe Davis. Lauren Nicole Dean. Nicole Jean Dixon. Sarah Lindsay Doty. Randa Lindsay Dunlap. Andrew Michael Edwards. Morgan Patrick Edwards. Miranda Nicole Elliott. Morgan Lane Ellis. Candace Marie Emery. Jennifer Danielle Easton. William Duane Eder. Catherine Louise Fields. Sydney K. Forbes. Caitlin Ray Fry. Stephanie Diane Funicello. Misty Dawn Gardner. Brittany Gaylor. Allison Lynn Gentry. Kelsey Lynn Caroline Gentry. Melody Dawn Giovanetti. Ellen Victoria Gooch. Heather Marie Goodrich. Amanda Lee Gosnell. Stephen Daniel Green. Renika Chantel Greenlee. Ayla Elizabeth Gross. Kara Nicole Hagee. Jillian Elizabeth Hall. Jacob A. Hamill. Rachel K. Hamilton. Cody Allen Michael Harris. Lacey Allison Harris. Tracy Renee Harris. Samuel Jordan Harrison. Amanda Rena Hartley. Brittany Whitehead Harvey. Samantha Ann Harvey. Cody Taylor Hahn. Victoria Lynn Head. Jordan Renee Hurd. Ryan Alexander Heaton. David Keith Helly. Brittany Nicole Hennard. Brittany Jessica Taylor Henderson. James Tyler Hensley. Crystal Lynn Hickman. Brandon Lee Hill. Opal Elizabeth Hodges. Sarah Jane Helsher. Carrie Reagan Hollifield. Aaron Hopcraft. Brooke Elizabeth Hoskins. Bruce Mason Howell. Stephen Nicholas Hubbard. Ori Howard Hyder. Brittany Alexis Zello. Megan Ann Jackson. Rachel James. Casey Jenkins. Alec Carter Johnson. Amy Danielle Johnson. David Johnson. Hannah Rochelle Johnson. Jessica Nicole Johnson. Kelsey Shea Johnson. Jarvis Jermaine Jones. Rachel Suzanne Asif Jones. Samantha Casey Jones. Monica Nicole Kaler. Laurel L. Keithley. Rakik M. Kemal. Grady Catherine Kearns. Jessica Brooke King. Matthew Z. Landers. Kelly Alexander Lane. Krista Lou Lawson. Caitlin Elizabeth Lee. Melissa Jean Lieber. Rebecca Ann Linick. Hope Michelle Lucas. Stacy C. Makins. Morgan Manning. Annie Carol Martin. Cynthia Lee Maupin. Anna Mayfield. Tasha Diana McGinnis. Lacey Ann McInturf. Erin Michelle McKinney. Sarah Elizabeth Miller. Sarah Beth Milton. Samantha Moore. Brandy Shea Morrell. Chelsea Dawn Morris. Brian Thomas Myers. Jonah Nichols. Amanda Brooke Norman. Keith Olson. Krista Michelle Owens. Stephanie Dawn Owenby. Joshua Ray Padgett. Benjamin Chase Perrin. Stacy Marie Perry. Casey Lachey Phillips. Sean A. Stallman Pickle. Jessica Ann Pfeiffer. Ashley Elizabeth Powell. Brian Benson Powers. Gregory Matthew Ridley. Carmen Chalet Rivers. Sydney Shea Rowland. Catherine Ann Sanders. Morgan A. Saunders. Rachel Elizabeth Scott. Katie Louise Schaefer. Jessica Ann Shelton. Elizabeth Dawn Slagle. Catherine Marie Sledge. Mackenzie Alexis Smith. Megan Stanfield. Alice M. Starnes. Deborah J. Stanulovich. Audrey Nicole Steele. Sarah Frances Stevens. James Stoltz. Kason Lurie Suits. Kei Takanaka. Wesley William Tate. Candace Vincent Taylor. Adam Nicholas Thomas. Morgan Elizabeth Thomas. Danielle Stone Triplett. Amanda Carol Vance. Elizabeth Hope Banoy. Erin Rebecca Waddell. Rebecca Beast Wade. Katie L. Webb. Kimberly Deanna Webb. Michelle Wilds. Tiffany Dawn Wilkerson. Bethany Williams. James Alex Williamson. Katie Suzanne Williamson. Samantha K. Witt. Heather Lynn Powers Wood. School of Continuing Studies and Academic Outreach, Kaylee Ruston Abajadi. Catherine Abigail Alexander. Lubna Abdur Ruben Al-Jafari. Joshua Tyler Andrews. Brenda Bush Banks. Alessi Osorio Bautista. Lisa Marvette Bear. Eric S. Borman. Gregory Allen Byler. Brian Jesse Capps. Chastity Nicole Collins. James M. Cook. Kristen Jane Craddock. Gregory E. Estes. Portia Deneen Font. Teresa Lynn Ford. Andrew Houston Fultz. Carol Gallagher. Lou Gallagher. Jessamine Blair Gilbert. April Lynn Goodpaster. Joseph Michael Greer. Chelsea Noel Griffin. Brandolyn Coty Ham. Virginia Carey Haney. Madison Ann Parr. Rudolph Stevens Hausler III. Frank Doomby Henley. J. Chris Henry. Chelsea Brooke Johnson. Sherry Andre Keenan. Patricia Alice Kidwell. Colby William Laney. David Eugene Leonard. Michael R. Lewis. Amy Nicole Massengill. Samantha May. Connie Jo Miller. Julia A. Mills. Sarah Caitlin Mullins. Sarah Nicole Mullins. Sierra Danielle Perkins. Austin Dayton Peterson. Louis Raymond Sakaisi. Melody Scalf, Jacob Aaron Shelton, Ashton Lachey Smith, Kayla Amanda Smith, Lakeisha Diane Smith, Rebecca Kimberly Solomon, Patty L. Stidham, Eva Swatzel, Kylie Lynette Tamblin, Karen Sue Tester, Morgan J. Towns, Tristan Tuttle, Stephanie Marie Underwust, Chelsea Ray Weems, Jessica Weltner, Andreas Nathaniel Westfield, Sherry G. Wiggins, Christopher Ray Wolf, College of Nursing, Jessica Dawn Mullins Anderson, Erin Elizabeth Austin, Mary T. Barberi, Elizabeth Tracy Blair, Jana Conyu Levins, Leslie Connor Brown, Anna Ledford Buki, Stephanie Laura Bundren, Katie Lynn Butcher, Katie Bird, Catherine Marie Cole, Lauren Couch, Megan Davis, Christopher Adam Earp, A. Jordan English, Chelsea Amber Fagan, Suzanne Faust, Amanda Marie Franklin, Jessica K. Glasscock, Jonas Jose Gonzalez Jr., Amanda Denise Harder, Deborah Gail Hodge, Keith Allen Cook, Carly Lynn Hutchins, Jessica Engel, Daryl Inso, Marie Gwendolyn Jacobs, Brianna Keebler, Adam Lee Kincaid, Deborah Jane Kite, Tracy Crumbly Lagerblade, Matthew Lee, Brittany Scott Lewis, Kristen Nicole Odom Looney, Carly M. Louderback, Rachel A. McIver, Kayla Marie Majors. Caitlin Nicole Malcolm. Lauren Jean Milhorn Earp. Brad E. Moore. Tiffany Danielle Morgan. Bobby Allen Morton. Abby Vaughn Mullins. Jennifer Danielle Muncy. Jamie Alice Nave. Jason Stephen Nicholson. Kayla Pauline Owens. Holly Melissa Parkinson. Catherine Elizabeth Dexewald. Sierra E. Phelps. Lauren Elizabeth Ramsey. Rhonda Irwin Ratliff. Chelsea Noel Reagan. Geneva Marie Record. Derek S. Reedy. Ashley Renee Renaud. Brittany Jarre Renner. Karen Kimberly Rose. Christopher Evan Roslock. Bridget Shanahan. Jessica R. Shoemake. Lauren Noel Simerly. Erica Renee Sluss. Tara Alicia Smalling. Caleb Andrew Smith. Vincent J. Spencer. Jessica Marie Staney. Amber Flint Street. Brennan Shane Sutton. Rebecca L. Thompson. Shannon Cole Tipton. Kimberly F. Wheeler. Allison Nicole Williams. Joshua Allen Williams. Alexis Wilson. Jennifer L. Wilson. Natalia Winborn. Heather Michelle Winkle. Stephanie Law Withrow. Eli Larkin Woods. Jessica Dawn Yearwood.
That each of you please join me now in paying tribute to the class of 2013 at your East Tennessee State University. Dr. Marshall, Dr. Zembauer, Mr. McMorrin, the 10 bucks worth, and the ETSU Wind Ensemble for the music that's filled our hall this afternoon. I would also like to thank Mr. Wade Winkler, Director of WTS-FM, for so flawlessly announcing each graduate's name, and Waddy's Flowers and Evergreen of Johnson City for the beautiful stage decorations. I would also like to thank the interpreters from Disability Services for their invaluable assistance today, as well as the Office of the Registrar for facilitating this event. Graduates, before you leave, I want to issue you a challenge. I want you to remember what this felt like. I want you to remember the pride as you looked up into your parents' eyes as they stood and gave you a standing ovation. Over the course of the summer, reach out to a neighbor or a friend who's sitting on the fence and is undecided about their future. Encourage that one person to go to college. Tell them how it felt to receive a degree. Tell them about your experiences here at ETSU. That one small act of encouragement will not only improve your life, but will transform theirs. In closing, may today for you be the beginning of a new journey, a great adventure, and a life well lived with purpose. May you always remember this day, and may you always celebrate those memories for a lifetime. On behalf of the entire ETSU family, I wish you great success in achieving your goals. If you would please stand with me and join in singing the alma mater. Congratulations to you again, and go Bucks!
In the shadow of the mountains, under skies of blue, stands our dear old alma mater, glorious to view. Sound the chorus beat it onward, you will never fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail to thee, all hail. In thy halls we formed our friendships dear, old college home, and to thee we pledge our hearts wherever we may roam.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2013. Congratulations.